Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Zero Dark 30. Thank you, Mr. D, for that new intro. We got some good stuff coming up, folks, because we got a lot of bad stuff happening. We're busting out of the bunker and heading out into the darkness. Oh man, what a headache I've got. You guys got me at the end of last night. If you were at the zoo and you were at the zoo at the very end, you would understand what happened. Ouch. Slept like a baby, woke with a massive headache. Anyways, folks, what is going on? Projection, projection, projection. It's a psychological phenomena that's not hard to view. Let's start with a very, very obvious case. Congressman Jamie Raskin was on TV over the weekend and decided to share his brilliant opinion. That's right. That Trump is using what's going on, literally using what's going on to enrich himself. Did you know that? Enrich himself. That's how this works. Who is enriching themselves? It is the Democrats, folks. They're using their political power to enrich themselves. I don't recall that while president, Trump opened up more hotels and golf courses and put his name on it. I don't recall that at all. Democrats, on the other hand, have demonstrated again and again that they always enrich themselves at everyone else's expense. It's called projection, right? When you are doing something wrong and you know what you're doing is wrong, so it's easy to identify what it is you're doing and then accuse your enemies of just that, doing the same. It is, in politics, a common psychosis. And you don't have to be a brilliant psychologist. You don't even have to have attended college to get it, to understand it. You don't have to spend days, weeks, and months inside of books. You just need to look at what's going on. What do they accuse Republicans of? Being extremists. So let's take a look at the Democrats, right? Are they extreme? What do they want? They want the First Amendment scrubbed. They want to limit free speech almost altogether. That's right. That's extreme, folks. The First Amendment, the very first thing the Founding Fathers put in the Bill of Rights, the very first thing. And the Democrats want to get rid of it, but they say we are the extremists. Projection. They say we're violent. That we are violent. Projection. Who are 2020? St. George Floyd riots across the entire country. $5 billion in damage, residual damage to businesses, neighborhoods, individuals, local economies destroyed. That's right. That's right. That's who these people are. They project what it is they are doing, and then they accuse others of it. It's not what I would call an admirable trait, but it's something that helps us understand what they're doing. When they accuse anyone of anything, you can see it. Right? Now, I mean, obviously, if someone else is a bad person, you know, you can definitely say that. But that's the whole pot is calling the kettle black thing, right? If Hillary Clinton were to accuse Jeffrey Dahmer of being a cold-blooded killer, she's probably right. But at the same time, look around, lady. Look around and see whose lives you've affected. Right? Now, Democrats project. They project. They call us, Republicans, conservatives, libertarians, they call us racists. Racists. Who was it that supported the civil rights movement of the 60s? Not Democrats. It was the Republicans who opposed civil rights and all those protests and movements in the 60s. That's right, folks, the Democrats, racists. Who was it that served in the Democrat Senate his whole life, and just a few years ago passed away, and was admired and beloved of the Democrats and Hillary Clinton? Who was it? It was Senator Byrd, who was also the Grand High Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. Racist. Here we are, folks. Zero Dark 30, examining psychology. Who'd have thunk it? And tying it all together with SHTF. SHTF. Who are the FBI calling radical domestic terrorists? Parents. Who was showing up? Who was showing up at school board meetings and harassing the citizens? The FBI. The FBI. Who showed up in Utah, found a 75-year-old man who's cantankerous, no doubt, who's a smart aleck, no doubt, but who is essentially crippled, using a cane just to hobble around. Who showed up at his house and shot the old fart, killed him? The FBI. Who was showing up and harassing business owners? Well, besides BLM and Antifa, the ATF. Right? Who shows up and shuts down businesses because people are sniffling and sneezing and there's a cough and a cold? Who shows up? Right? The government, the health department. Who wants to lock people in their homes? The government. Dr. Fauci. Who threatened America and said his patience was growing thin if you didn't go get the Jim Jones juice? Who had the guts to say that from the position of authority? That is not a radical Republican move, folks. It's not you, it's not me, it's not us. It's the government. They are the radical domestic terrorists terrorizing us. It's called projection. It's called projection. When someone is doing something very wrong and they know it, someone is doing something and they're aware of it, and it bothers them to such a degree, it bothers their conscience, that they say, hey, I'm going to have to accuse someone else of this because it's such a nasty crime. That would be this government. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. Godspeed, Semper Fi. I'll be back tonight. Bring your questions. Only on the club, thepreparedmind.club, and subscribestar.com. I'll see you there.